Bonjour et bienvenue. Hello and welcome. From this lecture onwards, we are going to study about an amazing and exciting and the most romantic international language, that is French. And I will be your instructor for this complete course. So, if you are a person who really wants to learn to speak French in a very effective way, or if you are a person who have failed to learn French in the past but really want to give it a try once more, then you are at the right place. This course is undoubtedly made for you. So here we will start from the basics and build up to the fundamentals of this amazing international language. Alright, so now let's move on to the topics that we are going to study in today's lecture. So initially we will discuss about why learning a new language. So here we will discuss about the importance of learning a new language. So after discussing about the importance of learning a new language, we will move on to the next topic, that is why learn French. There are so many other international languages, but why we are targeting French here? After discussing about the reasons for learning French, we will move on to the most important question, that is how to get started. And in the last, I will show you the syllabus that we are going to follow in this course. Alright, so let's dive into the lecture. So here we have our very first question, that is why learning a new language? So here we will talk about the reasons for learning a new language. So starting from the very first point, that is, they can change your life. So learning a new language can really change your life. This can be explained as when we learn a new language, we meet new people, new cultures, and therefore our personality evolves. We reinvent ourselves and we develop our capacity for adaptation. And that's how learning a language can change our life. So I really hope that the point number 1 is clear. Now let's move on to the point number 2. So the point number 2 states that learning a new language can help broaden the relationships and experiences. This can be explained as knowing languages allows us to travel and relate to different people and environments, which in turn helps us to broaden the relationships and experiences, right? So I really hope that the point number 2 is clear. Now let's move on to the point number 3. So the point number 3 states that a new language unlocks countless opportunities for the children. So first of all, I would like to talk about the personal growth of the children. I want to highlight that the children who are exposed early to other languages display more positive attitudes, and this language learning process enhances their problem solving, critical thinking and listening skills. And not only that, it also helps to improve the memory, concentration and the ability to multitask. Now I will talk about the academic growth of the children. Multilingual children have improved reading, writing and mathematical skills, and undoubtedly they have more chances to get various opportunities from all over the world, isn't it? So that's how learning a new language can unlock countless opportunities for the children. Alright, so now let's move on to the point number 4. So the point number 4 states that a new language helps to get greater job opportunities. So, a new language is the best way to get greater job opportunities, and you have the freedom to move to another country instead of just being stuck at one place. Now let's move on to the point number 5. So the point number 5 states that a new language can help us to see the world from a new perspective. So a new language can help you to see the world from a new perspective, and as I have already discussed in the point number 2, a new language allows us to travel and relate to different people and environments, which in turn develops critical thinking and open our minds to see the world from a new perspective. So I really hope that the point number 5 is clear. Now let's move on to the point number 6. So the point number 6 states that a new language can boost self-confidence and cognitive abilities of the learners. So, from this point, it is crystal clear that learning a new language can help us to boost self-confidence and cognitive abilities, right? And I really hope that these reasons might help you in understanding the importance of learning a new language, right? So now let's move on to the next topic, that is why learn French? There are so many other international languages, but why we are targeting French here? So the reason behind it is that more than 220 million people speak French on all 5 continents. French is the major language of international communication. Along with that, French is the second most widely learned language after English. And not only that, French is the 6th most widely spoken language in the world. Now I will show you a list of some countries where French is the primary language of international communication. And the list includes France, Belgium, Benin, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cameroon, Canada, Chad and so many more. So that was all about the point number 1. Now let's move on to the point number 2. So the point number 2 states that the ability to speak both French and English is an advantage for finding a job within many multinational companies using French as their working language. And some of the wide range of sectors include retailing, automotive, luxury goods, aeronautics, etc. So for all the French learners, there are plenty of job opportunities in all these sectors. Alright, now let's move on to the point number 3. So the point number 3 states that the economy of France is highly developed and is free market oriented. It is actually the world's 7th largest economy by 2019 nominal figures. And not only that, France is the 2nd largest economy in the European Union after Germany. Isn't it really very interesting? So I really hope that the point number 3 is clear. Now let's move on to the point number 4. So the point number 4 states that the aerospace industry in France is huge. A special cluster of aerospace engineering companies and research centers in France is called the Aerospace Valley. And along with the aerospace industry, don't forget that French wines are a lucrative industry as well. So undoubtedly, there is a huge scope for all the French learners in all these industries. Now, after going through all these points, it is crystal clear that learning French can open up countless business as well as career opportunities for you. So here we have done the importance of learning the French language. Now let's move on to the most important question, that is how to get started. And here I will be telling you how you can start with your language learning process. Alright, so now let's move on to the very first point, and the point number 1 states that by incorporating our logical step-by-step methods. So you can start your language learning process by incorporating our logical step-by-step methods. Because with our easy to understand French course, you can outstand in the world full of competitions, and by incorporating our logical step-by-step methods, you will enjoy learning and develop multilingual skills. Alright, so I hope that the point number 1 is clear. Now let's move on to the point number 2. So the point number 2 states that follow our course. That is structured according to the previous year's question papers of DELF and TEF exam. So according to the point number 2, you simply have to follow our course because our course is structured and simplified according to the previous year question papers of DELF and TEF exam. Now let me tell you what are DELF and TEF exam. DELF stands for Diplôme d'études en langue française. I am repeating the pronunciation once more. DELF stands for Diplôme d'études en langue française. This means the diploma for the French language studies. I hope it is clear. Now the TEF stands for Test d'évaluation du français. I am repeating the pronunciation once more. It is Test d'évaluation du français. This is the evaluation test of French, and this test is required for those people who are willing to immigrate to Canada. So I hope it is clear. Now let's move on to the point number 3. So the point number 3 states that build the foundation more powerful to have a better understanding of the basics. So the point number 3 is really very important because to learn a language, it is very important to have a better understanding of the basics. Alright? Now here I want you all to keep in mind that along with the students who are preparing for DELF or TEF exam, this course is equally important for the kids who are studying French as the second language in their schools or in their colleges. And I can ensure that by the end of this course, kids will be able to perform extremely well in their academics and can showcase themselves by speaking and responding in French. So here we have discussed about how you can start your language learning process. And now let's move on to the syllabus of this course. So I will read out the name of the topics in a sequence in which we are going to study in this course. And we will start our course with the basic grammar. And basic grammar includes salutations, greetings. Second is French accents. Third is alphabets. Fourth is pronunciation of R in French. Fifth is countings from 1 to 100. Sixth is ordinal numbers. Seventh is articles. Eighth is adjectives. Ninth is colors in French. 10th is nationality. 11th is the big 4 verbs in French, and they are être, aller, avoir and faire. 12th is timings in French. 13th is regular and irregular verbs. 14th is er verbs, ir verbs and re ending verbs. After that, 15th is sentence construction. 16th is pronouns. 17th is pronouns e and en. 18th is days of the week. 19th is months of the year. 20th is seasons in French. 21st is fruits in French. 22nd is animals, which consist of domestic and wild. 23rd is relations in French. After that, we will move on to the topic number 24, that is body parts in French. Then 25th is prepositions a and the. And after discussing about the prepositions, we will move on to the tenses in French. And tenses in French includes present tense, then we have le passé composé, then we have l'imparfait. Next is l'imparfait versus passé composé. So here we will discuss about the difference between the l'imparfait and the passé composé. Then we have le passé récent. The next is le futur proche. And finally we have le futur. So these are the tenses in French, and after discussing about the tenses in French, we will move on to the part B. And part B includes the basic comprehension. And basic comprehension includes comprehension of text on general topics. Then we have comprehension based on DELF A1. Then expression of time. So that's all in the basic comprehension. After basic comprehension, we will move on to the part C. And part C is the speaking skills. And speaking skills includes oral expressions. The second is reading and answering questions based on the text. Then the third is expressing opinions and discussing issues of general interest. And finally, the fourth is how to introduce yourself in French. So these are the topics that we are going to study in this course. I will end this lecture here and see you in the next one. Thank you.